All right, welcome back to round two. It's me versus the emergency brake cables, and I believe tonight I'm going to have a victory in my corner because the piece from LMR came in today. This is the piece that you got to have in order to make the cables work. As you can see, I got the factory one laid out there beside of it, and you can see where I cut the factory one off to be able to transfer the boot over to this new one. And I drilled out the equalizer to be able to slip this threaded rod through there, and I think it was 11/32, but if you got a step bit, that'll work just fine. But as you can see the difference in the length, and this cable right here is going to give me the length that I needed in order for my e-brake cables to be able to reach the handbrake cable, which is, I believe they call this a front brake cable. And I didn't want to cut the new one that come in the kit. You know, we'll hang on to that if we ever get another project car and it needs a new cable. I'll have a new cable to put in it. So what I want to do is install the cable into the handbrake, and then I think we just slide the cable through the body of the car and get all that buttoned up top, and then go underneath the car and hook everything up, the equalizer, and set our nuts for the correct tension that we want on the handbrake. All right, I believe this is going to be pretty straightforward. Let me get this disassembled here real quick. I can leave the boot on there. I just want to take this equalizer off because it's going to come off anyway in order to be able to get the cable through the body of the car. We'll fish this thing right up in there. There we go. Alright. She's in. Now all we got to do is just take and drop the handbrake back in the car, and then just slide this right through the tunnel, and then pop this in place, hook our little micro switch back up, bolt this down, and then we'll get underneath the car and get the e-brake cable hooked up. Alright, we're back in the car. Let's get this bad boy put back in, hopefully for the last time. Just drop that threaded rod down in there. I think what I'm going to do is go ahead and hook up my brake switch first, because this thing was a little bit of a pain the last time. There we go. Alright, let me get this boot popped in. It only goes one way. Get it back up underneath that plate there. Watch your wires. Make sure you don't pinch your wires. So now our cable's run down through there. It's riding right on the pulley like it's supposed to. There we go. Cable's run through the floor. Boot snapped into place. Everything looking good. Now we'll go underneath the car and see how the cable is going to hook up to the equalizer. Alright, we're underneath the car now. We'll take and slide our equalizer on. Grab our 8 by 1.25 nut. We're going to get one of them on there, because I'm not sure exactly how much. So I've got a good little ways to go. I'm going ahead and just putting the cables in is all I'm doing. Go ahead and lock them into place. Just trying to run it up by hand. But you guys get the idea. So now we got that tension on it. Like I said, I went ahead and hooked the cables up. And now we got some tension on it. I'm just gonna slide me a lock washer in between these two. Run my jam nut up here. Like I said, now you just saw me. I just hand tightened that. That's all I did. Because this thing, I'm pretty sure doesn't have to be super tight. So there we go. That was the piece that we needed right there, as you can see. And you can see how short it's pretty much a factory cable right there. You see how short it is. So that's why that one wasn't going to work. It's way too short. So we'll hang on to that piece though. We ain't going to throw it away or anything. That's why I cut the factory one that I took off the car instead of cutting that new one. Kind of leave that right there. And get up in front of, up inside the car and pull on the handbrake a couple times, see how it feels. All right, now we're back up inside the car. We're going to pull up on a little bit and see how much tension we got. Oh yeah, that feels perfect right there. Actually, feels really good. Oh yeah, I think we'll just leave it there. We'll set the jam nut right there, call it done. All right, as you've seen, I just run that up by hand, and I'm sure I have to adjust it some more once, you know, the brakes get settled in and all, but I believe I'm gonna leave it right there for right now. That feels pretty good. I believe it's got enough, the right amount of slack and the right amount of tension. So I'm just gonna tighten up this jam nut. Now you will have to source these nuts out yourself. That's why I say you need to get 8mm by 1.25. That's it. That's what we needed all along, was that rod right there in order to hook our e-brake cables up. So that's done. That is done. Let's get out from underneath the car. All right guys, that is the last piece to the puzzle on the 5-lug 4-wheel disc brake conversion on the Red Demon. All we got to do is bleed them out now. We're done with that. Next project I want to get started on is the 302. Now I did say in my previous video that if I run across a deal on a set of heads, I would buy them, and that's true. I still would buy them, but I think what I'm going to end up doing is putting the motor back in the way it come out. You know, no cam, no heads, put the new seals in it, new gaskets, new oil pump. I'm going to go ahead and put a new timing chain on it, and water pump, you know, all that good stuff, freeze plugs. Go ahead and change all that, and then boom, she's going right back in the car. So like I said, just continue watching, guys. Now, if you're kind of new to the channel and you don't really understand what I mean by 5-lug conversion, I have done a budget build on my Red Demon. Some things, like I said before, I have splurged on, went ahead and spent the money. A lot of things I did not. I bought it on a budget. Shock, struts, so on and so forth. Stuff like that can be upgraded down the road. That don't make no big deal right now, so I'm not really worried about that. But the axles, you know, stuff like that, that was basically a necessity that I had to have, because I didn't want to use the SD95 axles or the New Edge, because I didn't want to have to worry about riding down the road in like Starskin Hutch with some big old 50s on the back. So that was one reason why I went ahead and put the axles in. Now the K-member, it wasn't a bad price. It was I think it was $265, something like that. Summit Racing, free shipping, man. I mean, you can't beat it. Come to spring purchase. You know, I was going to put new bushings in the car and everything. Why not go ahead and light it in front of the car just a little bit? So I spent the money and got that. even the Cobra calipers that's on the front of the car, if you go back and check out the videos, you'll see what I'm talking about. I didn't spend a big buku amount of money on those. I bought those calipers for 150 bucks. You know, painted them, made them look nice. New pads, rebuild them. They got new rebuild kits in them. Rotors, you know, all that good stuff, man. So, you know, I think by the time I got done painting the calipers and all that, I had like 190 bucks in the calipers. You know, like I said, guys, this is a budget build. You can't do this stuff on a budget. You just got to get out there and look for the parts. I use not mainly, but I use Rock Auto and eBay a lot. I use those two a lot on this car so far. Let's see. I used Mustangs Unlimited, LMR of course, American Muscle, and CJ Ponies. Those were kind of my go-tos also, but you know, this is a budget build, and the biggest majority of these parts come from Rock Auto and eBay. And if you guys go back and check out my videos, you'll see part numbers on this 5-lug 4-wheel disc brake conversion that I did on the Red Demon, because I could not find nothing out there to give me solid evidence that I felt comfortable with buying the parts, because I didn't want to buy all kind of parts and they not work. So that's what I want to do, and that's why I want to make these videos, so you guys will have solid evidence that these parts just bolt right on. The only modification I did was to that plate that I got off the V6 rear end. You got to modify it in order to slip over that tube. Just go back and check out my videos, guys, and you'll see it. But as you've seen, the cables are done. That's it, guys. That's a wrap for tonight. Keep an eye out for the next video, when hopefully we'll be starting on 302.